use Amazon or the Walmart app, then you may have heard of a little brand called Syedee. 5 or 6 years ago, you could break down the home gym market into 3 categories. Your upper tier, like Rogue, Rep, things like that. Your middle tier, reasonably priced equipment that was still kind of reliable. And then your bottom tier of junk and just things that you should probably just stay away from. With the rise of things like drop shipping, new competitors entered this arena and carved their own little niche space right about here.
Everybody's fighting over the same pie, but they're ignoring the crumbs. I live on crumbs.
Brands like Syedee have made their name through simplicity and affordability. Behind me sits a learning experience for this brand, and yet still a machine kind of worth owning. This is the Syedee leg press, or at least it was, until they removed this from their line and released a brand new version of their leg press. And with the new version's price at $7.99, this model definitely caught my interest. So what are these changes they made, you might ask? Well, to get into that, you have to get into the bad of this good machine. For some reason, Syedee thought it'd be a good idea to go with these little plastic rollers. These rollers were very clunky, and although it didn't harm the functionality of this machine very much, it gave about a ½ inch wobble. The noise that these rollers made were terrible, and was the #1 complaint of most reviewers of this machine this past year. Syedee, with their new version of their leg press, has corrected this mistake. Now on their machine is a linear bearing. Also gone from this machine is this big square pad. A lot of complaints about this machine is there's nothing to set your head on back here. And they've since replaced it with a now body-shaped pad that has head support and is about this much thicker.
Girl, you're thicker than a bowl of oatmeal.
Now, Syedee is claiming that their footprint has been reduced on this machine by 20%. But according to my measurements, the old machine measures in at about 30 by 85 inches. And the new machine is being advertised at 26 by 88 inches. So if my math is mathin', you're not getting a very huge decrease in footprint. The old leg press you see beside of me was originally advertised with an 11 gauge steel frame. And to be honest with you, I just don't buy it. Heard other reviewers say these older models range at about 14 gauge parts, and I would say that's probably about accurate. Syedee's new leg press advertises a weight capacity of 2,000 pounds, which is a major upgrade from what they were advertising in their old machine of 1,500 pounds. Although I will say, once again, I just wouldn't trust 1,500 pounds on these old machines. They might be rated for it or might be advertised for it, but in my personal opinion, I don't see it withstanding that much. Once again, this is a sturdy machine. I don't mean to knock it at all, but I just wouldn't ballpark the maximum capacity of this old machine at 1,500 pounds. So I would take Syedee's advertising with 2,000 pounds with a grain of salt, but I am glad Syedee's advertising a major jump in the durability department. And the final thing that I'll talk about in these machines is saying goodbye to the calf press. On Syedee's old model leg press, at the top of the leg plate was a removable calf press. And listen, if we're being honest, it was a pretty cool feature, in theory. But after owning this old model, I can confidently say that Syedee made the right decision to take this piece off. I don't find myself using it at all. And to be honest, 90% of the time when I had it actually attached, it just seemed like it was kind of in the way. It's unknown if Syedee will be bringing this old model back, but with the new model listed at $7.99, it's hard to tell what the price of this one would be should they bring it back. I can say confidently that owning this machine for the past year hasn't been that bad of an experience. Some people knock these leg presses. I don't knock them at all. Because I remember a time that for $6.99, the only leg press you could get was a ragged out leg press on the marketplace or a vertical leg press, both of which have limited functionality. So I absolutely appreciate what Syedee has done here. And when I get my hands on a new model, I'll be bringing you a fair review of it as well.